Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. This is TJ and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast and welcome to my NXT review. This week's NXT was a good show, good wrestling quality and some good moments here and there. The Samoa Joe storyline continuing on, and the Grimes and Cameron Grimes and LA Knight situation going on. That was funny. So the show actually began with Samoa Joe coming out and he actually cutting a promo, very angry promo, and he says he's provoked because William Regal comes out and he says that you can't do this thing, you are not allowed to do this thing. But Joe says that I am provoked unless provoked, and I am provoked. He says so. He tries to calm him down. Regal tries to calm Joe down. So that was the end of this promo. A good, very good beginning to this show, because last week it ended at a very an exclamation mark because he got choked out by Karrion Cross after the championship match. So we get to the action then. The first match we saw was Diamond Mine. So Roderick Strong and Tyler Rust have a tag team match against Bobby Fish and NXT Cruiserweight champion Kushida. So Roderick Strong, the debut when Diamond Mine made, so they first attacked Kushida. So kind of a storyline that they are continuing. I don't know how Bobby Fish got included here. Was hoping that I'm really hoping that maybe Bobby Fish down the line turns on anyone, or maybe join Diamond Mine group. Really would be really strong group then after Bobby Fish, if Bobby Fish joins Roderick Strong. So it kind of have a hit or a miss kind of, because we have Roderick Strong, Tyler Rust. Lots of people don't know, and another guy is that. Jake, no, Jake Atlas. His name I forgot about. He's a Chinese wrestler. So Japanese wrestler, yeah. So he's there. So not a very big names that are there in Diamond Mine. So that's what I worry. So maybe if they can include Bobby Fish, that would be good, or maybe another, if they another superstar or something, that would be good. So that's a thing. So with getting into this match was a really good tag team match, really fun tag team match, I would say, with good action. And in the end, the Diamond Mine took a loss here. So that was surprising kind of, because they should have the momentums of Bobby Fish and Kushida got the win here. So faces get the win this week, as Strong and Fish took each other out to ringside. Kushida gave Rust an elbow to elbow, and Kushida used that role reversal to lock in that hoverboard lock, and he immediately tapped out, and that was this match. And we go on to next funny segment where Cameron Grimes, LA Knight were driving to the performance center, and Grimes was given so many bags to carry upon, and this Drake Maverick sees this and kind of goes to help him, but LA Knight comes up and it's none of your business, he says, and he says that I'm just helping him. So LA Knight challenges Drake Maverick for a match this week. So okay, he says okay. So that was the segment highlights all around, and Grimes still was continued to be optimistic and positive, and was trying to pick up 4 to 5 bags in his two hands. So that was a fun segment there, and we get to next confirmation from the NXT that NXT Takeover show is gonna happen on August 22nd, 2021, just after SummerSlam on Sunday. So that's a new, because always Saturdays are for NXT Takeover and then Sundays are for SummerSlam. So this time it's different. SummerSlam is early, and after that NXT Takeover is so pretty interesting thing. So let's see how that week would go on. So let's see, and we get to our next match of Frankie Monet. So the new group of Robert Stone brand, Frankie Monet, Jessica Mia, and Robert Stone goes up against JC Jane. So kind of extended squash again for Frankie Monet. JC Jane got some here and there offenses, but good wrestling, I would say. Not a bad. Frankie Monet's matches are bearable actually, because even though it's a squash or something, she performs very well. So that's a thing. So squash match where Frankie Monet pick up the victory by Monet actually reversed the Jane's punch and hit Jane with a Road to Valhalla. So glam slam, if you can say, for the victory. So that was the thing. And after that, we saw Mackenzie Mitchell's interviewing Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, about Gargano's loss to Karrion Cross last week. And Theory said he hasn't slept in weeks, and Gargano pointed out that the loss only happened 1 week ago. And Kyle O'Reilly randomly showed up and challenged Austin Theory to a match in the show, because Kyle O'Reilly actually challenged Austin Theory. He was kind of mocking he was kind of mocking Kyle O'Reilly. So they got a challenge. So are you challenging me? Austin Theory asked. So Kyle O'Reilly, yes, I'm challenging you, and that was it. And the match got confirmed, and Gargano told Theory that I'm incoming. You want to be a Papa John, you go it and steal the show, kind of thing. That motivation he gave. So kind of a shining point for Austin Theory there. No way, no the way, guys. Theory has to do what Gargano did last week and wrestle his next match by himself and without Gargano at ringside. So getting into the another update, that in next 2 weeks would be like the NXT would be premiering on Sci-Fi, because on USA Network the Tokyo Olympics is going on. So some kind of tournament is happening on USA Network, so that's why NXT is being shifted for 2 weeks on Sci-Fi channel. So that's an update there. So and then we get to the match, which was the match of the night, I would say. Kyle O'Reilly versus Austin Theory, a really good match, a really good chemistry. Kyle O'Reilly with his with that martial art kind of style, MMA style that he brings about, targeting Austin Theory's Austin Theory's leg, taking down the body parts. That was the aim of Kyle O'Reilly. And Austin Theory is escaping the situation, and is very cunning, and is very smartly doing the wrestling with his fast-paced maneuvers. So that was the match. It was a really fun match, and in the end, we saw Theory hit O'Reilly with a suplex for a 2 count, and Theory worked on O'Reilly with an armbar, and O'Reilly gave Theory a knee drop to Theory's calf and heel, just damaging his knee again. And O'Reilly locked Theory. A lot of work on knee by O'Reilly. So this knee storyline is always good. I have always said that. So that was that. And O'Reilly locked Theory in a heel lock for the submission, and Kyle O'Reilly defeated Austin Theory by a submission. So that was the thing. But it really Austin Theory had a really good moment to shine through. So that was a good moment for Austin Theory. So if he breaks up the way his future is bright, actually. His resembles like I don't know, but I he resembles like Ricky Starks. I'm not comparing both of them, but kind of that breakout thing, that's actually that if that would happen, that would be good. Kind of if that Ricky Starks is broke up, and he's Taz team's leader right now. So kind of that, if he broke up from the way, that's the kind of a thing that we saw in this. We saw a promo after this. O'Reilly and Mackenzie Mitchell O'Reilly's match. So O'Reilly had a promo. Austin Theory had the promo. So with the loss and also that situation. So that's why I will be coming into that. Mackenzie Mitchell then interviewed Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai backstage on Gonzalez match. That's the main event. So quite a lot of selling, but I wasn't very into this main event. I was excited that NXT Women's Championship is getting defended, but not very excited like NXT Championship, because this Xylee, she's not very built up to the NXT Women's Championship. She hasn't reached that caliber. So just a throwaway match, I think. So if they would have built for some weeks and got into the takeover or something, that would have been good. Or maybe before that, if not takeover, so that would have been good. But Kai pointed out in this promo that Lee disrespecting Kai last week by walking past her. Gonzalez said that Lee Ying and Boa don't scare her. So kind of a dominating promo there. So whatever. And Vic Joseph hyped a Legado del Fantasma Mariarchy Music Festival. So what is that? I don't know, man. These names that WWE guys comes up, I don't know where the hell they come from. So that was the small updates there. Some small update by Vic Joseph on commentary, and another ad was showed for the NXT Takeover show, and NXT Takeover 36 is the number. So Legado del Fantasma second segment was Next, this was a decent to good segment, I would say. Legado del Fantasma were all in the ring with a pair of. They Santos Escobar started to sing, but he says he was not going to. Was not going to he was not going to grace the music because you fans are not you are not you fans are should not get this, so that's why I will not do this. He decided to not lower himself to entertain the fans, and Escobar said, you the fans aren't worth it, so kind of that heel he took it that heel reaction. So it was good, and finally Hitro comes up, their music hits, and they kind of mock Santos Escobar, that like you are you are a bitch, and yeah. So that was a promo. The promo was a rap style of Hitro. So Mendoza calling Santos Papa, Top Dollar fans is cut a rapping promo roasting Escobar. So kind of a fun thing that was there, but got too long, I think. So I don't know why, but it was a decent promo where in the end these two factions had a face war. So that was interesting. That got this segment interesting, and the henchmen of Santos Escobar was being sent to attack this Top Dollar and Anshante Adonis, and these two guys, Santos Escobar and the NXT North American champion. Isaiah Soul Scott were facing off. So that was a good moment, and they started kind of brawling back and forth, and that was and he they Escobar ducked and ran out of the ring. Actually, he escaped. Hook Wild tried to blindside Scott, but Scott saw it coming, and Scott, Adonis, and Dola actually are surrounded Wild, and Wild tried to run, but he had a kick from Adonis, and in the end we saw Hydro's now you know catchphrase they says, and smashed the big guitar over the back of Wild. So I seemed that it seemed that this Hydro sorry, the Legado del Fantasma group is kind of becoming favorite, even though they are still heel. So they are the favorites here to win. They are kind of not a clean baby face, but a baby face that's people are cheering for. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So kind of a heat coming up for Hitro as well. Hitro is a really good, man. They are they are very magnet kind of action to pull that heat from the fans. So they're very different in what I have seen, because this rap kind of thing we haven't seen in a very long. I don't think I've seen that. So it's a new for me, I think so. So that's a cool factor that they have. So again, an NXT UK ad was aired, which focused on the advertised Walter Vasily Dragunov, which was postponed, and we get to the NXT then segment. Another segment, Samoa Joe was pacing around backstage. William Regal showed up, and Joe that told Joe that Cross will be here, and Joe needs to calm down. And Joe said he's going to be the first man to greet Cross. So he was prepared to face Cross, and he wants to pound this and wants to destroy Cross for what he did. So we cannot say nothing wrong, because it is what it is. He was provoked. So we get to the next match, which was the NXT Breakout Tournament. Andre Chase versus Odyssey Jones. So this it is a big guy, man. I see that Vince may be calling him. This is a big guy. So I mean, it would be six. He would be 6 feet high or something, because he was so fantastic, man, in the ring. He was athletic as well. So I mean, this was a decent match, I would say. It was fun to watch. So the wrestling quality was good here. So in the end, we saw Chase got a 2 count on Jones, and Chase punted Jones in the shoulder and hit Jones with the flip. So Andre Chase was the small guy, and Odyssey Jones was a big guy. So still Odyssey Jones was displaying his fast pace ability. So Jones came back with a few running tackles. Jones hit Chase with an crossbody. Jones hit Chase with a lift into a side slam for the victory. So I thought about the Andre Chase would be getting victory, but no, Odyssey Jones got the victory here, and that was a decent match, I would say, and quite a good show off there from the NXT Breakout Tournament. So tournament is doing good, and we get to the Mackenzie Mitchell interview again for the NXT Tag Team Championship situation. Nash, Carter, and Wesley, and Carter and Lee says they are welcoming all challengers, and I don't understand what they, because Mitchell asks that what's the full form of MSK, and they kind of have a Imperium promo before he could reveal before they show actually, before they reveal promo was kind of inserted into that Imperium promo, and Bartel and Eichner hyped themselves up and talking about their goal of bringing purity to the what they actually believe in, the mat is sacred kind of thing, that things, and that hacked feel ended, and we came back to the that segment again, and Mitchell says, now I understood that, it all makes sense now. I mean, they didn't say that, I don't know what it was, because yeah, really they wanted to kind of hack the segment, but they didn't explain like it wasn't, so that was a kind of a different kind of thing again. Again, it was there, and we get to the uh, LA Knight LA Knight match versus $1 million champion LA Knight versus Drake Maverick. So so I have so in the back they had the challenge thrown about. So that was about this match, and this match was, I would say, a decent match. Drake Maverick had really had that missing off the big Damo. Yeah, big Damo, his real name is that. So he's really missing that tag team partner, Killian Dane. Yeah. So but still it is what it is, and it got interesting actually, the because in the end, and I tried to order Grimes to hold up the title belt again, and kind of he was standing just in the front of title, holding up by Cameron Grimes, and Drake Maverick drop kicks, and his head actually hits on the belt, $1 million belt, and he gets rolled up by Drake Maverick and got the victory. And got angry for LA Knight, and Drake Maverick is. Cameron Graham says, "You get out from here," and he's still not with LA Knight. He's still kind of he's still kind of uh, just uh, doing funny things. He knows what he wanted to do, and he's very clear what he wanted to do, and he's forced to hit Drake Maverick because of what happened. He first hit, actually LA Knight actually first hit, and then Drake Maverick actually hit a punch. So Grimes was very sad about hitting him, and he was very remorseful in the corner, and Knight then ordered him to come about and leave Maverick, and that was there. So I smell that this is not gonna be like a 6 months thing or something. I know that this is they're building for another match at NXT Takeover, so that's good, man. So funny stuff. If you can continue 1 week or something, it would be good. But it's very fast actually. We could have done another week or something. Maybe we could see in another next week or after that. Maybe you could see Cameron Grimes turn. The ultimate turn by the Butler on LA Knight, and creating a rivalry, creating the matchup again. So that was the thing, and a random car come up, and Samoa Joe is furious, and he opens up the door, and he kind of pulled out the driver. It wasn't Karrion Kross, and and then we got a confirmation that sci-fi shows next week, 2 weeks would be sci-fi, NXT would be in sci-fi channel, and Josh Briggs versus Carmelo Hayes is the next NXT breakout tournament match next week, and Dunn versus Ciampa, Locken and Dunn versus Ciampa and Thatcher, and Adam Cole versus Bronson Reed. So that's a very good match, a kind of a interesting match that we haven't kind of calculated or think about. So that would be good. So these matches are announced next week, and we get to the main event finally. Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li for the NXT Women's Championship. This was a decent. I was expecting to be good, but this was decent. Xia Li's performance was good. She was more of that martial art kind of style, that kickboxing kind of style, kicks and kicks on the knee and onto the chest, and Gonzalez was more of the power girl here, and Gonzalez hit Lee with an exploder suplex, tries that choke slam kind of, whatever what it is. Yeah, choke slam. I say choke slam, but in the end it was kind of disturbing. I don't know, it was legit or something. Gonzalez got to the top rope and hit Lee with a corkscrew Veda bomb, and I think she hit onto the sternum area of Xia Li. The referee, she wasn't standing up, and the doctors came up. They didn't throw a X sign or something, so that means that it's a story kind of thing, just a kind of surprise king, the surprise thing that to give the fans. So maybe just want to have not loss give a loss to Xylee clean. So that's a good decision, because if you have done that for that, because you don't want to give Xylee the clean loss, that was good. So that Rhea struggled to get up, and but once she did, she ate that and finished her that, but that was not there. But because she got the Raquel Gonzalez got the 1 2 3, and that thing totally got squashed. So it totally got different actually. So I was thinking like maybe they could be calling out the match, but they didn't do it. So again, this was a decent match. I thought about if this main event was kind of a good or something, this couldn't have been kind of I could say that above good, I would say, very good in the level, I would say, but not a very, I mean, not a very good, I know that, but still the main event should have been it should have been better. That thing and all should not have gone through, but still it is what it is. And the last segment was right after that, they are getting to the back. Samoa Joe comes up. Samoa Joe walks past Kyan Gonzalez in anger, and Joe yelled for Cross to join him the ring, and Cross showed up on the big screen, and NXT allows him to go wherever he wants, and I'm the NXT champion. He's the kind of becoming like there's ain't nobody who can control me. I'm the NXT champion. I can go wherever I want. And Samoa Joe did also in the opening promo that he goes everywhere into Monday Night Raw as well. He don't say, he don't take permission. So that kind of a character he is portraying. So that's a different thing. I doubt that. I maybe can see that maybe Triple H getting involved. I don't see him getting into the action part of it. Maybe having a promo or something just to calm the situation. So maybe we could include, but I doubt, because Samoa Joe is there, so he's doing all the action. So that would be it, I think. So Cross versus Samoa Joe, they have ultimately teased it, and I mean strongly teased it, and it's gonna happen at a takeover. Cross says, "I will do whatever I want, and I will attack whoever I want." So guess who? And the camera pans on William Regal. And Joe actually runs about, and kind of Cross asked Joe, "Do you still feel like you are in control?" And who provoked who? Cross asked that. So who provoked who? Cross, man. You provoked Cross. You provoked Joe actually. It's not Joe provoked. Joe was ensuring the situation to be fair and to be good. So you didn't listen to Joe actually. So there's a big lesson you're going to learn, man. In a kayfabe manner, I'm saying. And Cross got in his car and drove off as Regal was left lying to the next to the camera, and Samoa Joe was furious, and he was shouting. So that was the end. So ending and opening, WWE knows nowadays to how to do that in Monday Night Raw and SmackDown as well, in NXT as well. That's being portrayed. So that's good, man. This was a good show. Nothing bad or nothing very good. It was a balanced, a good show, good wrestling quality there. So I hope you like my review. So I wanted to cut down my review as much as short as possible. So this is way past 20 minutes. So I hope you guys would be receiving this kind of my decision positively, and because people don't watch reviews, long reviews. So this is only me speaking, so there's no other guy who is joining me. So I think so the short reviews would be good for you to listen as well, my thoughts and highlights on the show as well. So going forward, I would be cutting down the show as much as possible to 10 to 15 minutes or something. And yeah, so I hope you guys like it. Please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content and reviews like this. And if you agree upon what your thoughts upon this week's NXT, please put it on your comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, peace.